Putin and Zelensky were in a war-ending conference. Now, both of them have done something, I think, that looks good. Like they're gonna trade prisoners back and forth. That sounds like a good sign, doesn't it? What do you think, JP?
I don't know. It could be. These kind of deals that they can go wrong, they go bad. From what I've heard, I think it sounds like I think it might work, but
I can't see them wanting to go through this. And Trump is going to put pressure on both of them. He's got a lot of pressure that he can put on Zelensky, obviously, because he's at the low end of this deal. And I know that Putin invaded, but he invaded because of who? The Biden administration, for God's sakes.
Yep.
The guy even said, "Yeah, come in, don't do too much damage, but yeah, a brief war, yeah, that'll be fine." Yeah, he let him right in the front door.
Yep.
Trump is going to put sanctions on the guy. He has a lot of things he can do. He can shut down one of their major industries, which is oil.
To me, when seeing Zelensky, the way he turned a complete about face, I mean, it was a full 360-degree turn from when he visited the White House.
Well, yeah,
all that went on, how he was acting to then days later, okay, let's do the deal.
Yeah, seems like he's desperate for a deal, which also means that Putin is going to put a little pressure, more pressure on him because he's in the bird's seat right there, But I don't think after this period of time he's going to keep some of the things that he achieved in Ukraine. He's going to get to keep it. All right, that's the problem that Joe Biden caused. All right, but what's going to happen is I think they have a deal now for the minerals that are worth billions of dollars in the dirt of Ukraine, of all things. And if they have those, you're going to have, if the United States has rights to those, we're going to have United States people in there working these mines. So I think we're going to have a hand up there. And in Israel, if we have Israel going to be run by the United States, going to be fixed by the United States and Israel in a partnership, you're going to have Americans there. You're going to have tourists there. Gaza has an opportunity. It's in one of the nicest places on earth. It wasn't the Jews' fault that Gaza was used as a fort with tunnels all over the place.
I continue to be just flabbergasted by the narrative that I read. I was very high at one point on Candace Owens months ago. As a matter of fact, at one point I thought she'd be a great VP choice for Trump in this last
I told
race.
her that.
And
she liked it.
Yeah, and I remember you bringing up several times that her rhetoric had completely changed. Well, I don't get on Twitter and all that very much. Well, I've got a Twitter account. I don't really use it. So I reactivated it last night and started looking around. And all of a sudden, Candace Owens starts popping up. And all the rhetoric, well, what do you expect? Of course these murders happen whenever you're having genocide in Gaza. And I'm like, there we go. There it is again. Where is this coming from? It is just...
She's a smart person. I don't understand why she's doing it.
No.
She's a smart person. She was saying a lot of smart things. And she was actually liking some of the stuff I was doing. And I was telling her that, she should be the vice president, eventually maybe even president. And she was loving all that. And all of a sudden she turned on the Jews.
Yep.
I don't understand. And it's such an obvious...
We have some local people that I know, some that I thought I knew well, that have began to really show their anti-Semitic ways. And it's...
blatantly.
Yeah, it's just it's astonishing, honestly.
They're calling him out on it too, and he still just argues and refuses to see what he's doing.
In other words, we're not going to name any of these people. Okay.
Well, it wouldn't matter. He changes his Facebook name every month or so.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's somebody else that he actually did at one time. Sub for me one time on this show. Yeah. It's been probably 2 or 3 years ago now at this point, and it's just actually been very interesting to see how things have
Shocking.
changed. Yeah.
Shocking.
People who, I do, most of this audience is Christian. Okay. Sure, I go out to different countries and all that stuff and all over the world, but the major audience is Christian.
Yep.
And Christians, they want you to believe in Jesus as the Savior. And Jews, a lot of us, like me and the rabbi and others, say, wait a minute, God told us in the Ten Commandments that we were only to pray for one God. And somehow some Christians have taken that and said, well, there is only one God, but it's in three different forms. So, it's confusing to us Jews that see that, and then that's the reason they want us to change, because it doesn't, in our minds, if there's going to be a change, God's going to have to say, this is what I'd like you to do, and he hasn't said it. Okay, and we don't believe God is three people or three lives. And I know you're a Christian, and
Right. Yep.
and I understand where you're coming from, but at least you guys ain't pushing us.
No, but and the other thing too is that, and this is part of what Rabbi Moshe's mission has been, and now of course that's evolved because look what he's doing now.
Right.
But
Sure.
the core, what started all was bringing everybody together under what the shared belief is. And just like when we were together last Sunday afternoon, a few of us were prepared in case anything went down, and we would have given our life to protect whoever. It didn't matter who it was.
Yeah.
And so, because that's what we believe in. So,
well, your mother is a great example of a Christian who is a friend of Jews and understand that we're all kind of like in the same group, for goodness sakes. Yeah, there's some differences, but why would we want to go against each other? I mean, look, in the old days, Christians did a lot of damage to Jews, and there's still a lot of people out there that don't like Jews who happen to be Christian.
Yep.
But all in all, it's the same religion. I mean, I love it when I hear Christians, and I do listen to them, and when they're talking about the Old Testament, it's very refreshing to hear that, because it's Judaism. Okay? That's Judaism. That's the Torah.
I'm doing a Bible plan right now where I read every day. Trying to read the Bible in about a year and a half, the full Bible. I just started Exodus this morning, and I just started reading about Moses again. And I just read in Genesis before that, from Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, that whole lineage to Joseph and all that happened there in Egypt. And so now we're on to Moses. And of course, of the story of how he's going to eventually be led by God to take the Israelites out of Egypt to the Red Sea. It's just cool getting to go back, because again, the whole thing is, for those of us that are Christians and believe in Jesus, yes, but Jesus was a Jew.
Jesus was a Jew.
And our faith is derived from Judaism. And that's just how it is. He
followed all the commandments from the Lord, including praying to the Lord as a singular God, and the only God. All right. So, and it hasn't changed, but others will interpret it differently because they have Mother Mary and they have Jesus. And right, honey? She's not going to talk about it because she's a minister, you see.
Stop that.
Okay.
I'm a
Stop
Christian.
what?
I'm a Christian.
Yes. And I'm a Jew, and we're married.
Correct.
Right.
We have to agree to disagree respectfully.
I'm fine with that.
Okay.
Yes.
Very good.
You're not mad at me because I'm not going to be
for another year then.
Wait a minute. What happens at the end of the year?
And the contract, verbal agreement is legally binding. We have it recorded as well. So
that sounds like a threat. I mean, if you don't change,
depends on how well you do in the next year, I guess.
Well, no, it depends on whether I convert or not, because that's her function, is to get Jews to turn Christian, and she's not going to work with me. It's in there. I read it. Yeah, tell me I'm wrong.
you're taking it a bit far.
Okay,
dear.
but I'm not wrong.
Nobody says that that's our goal in life.
I thought
is
I
to
read
go out
it.
and find Jewish people and convert them.
And
Nobody.
I think
that
it's
is not stated anywhere.
I think it's written on the sword that she got.
We
a
are supposed to
Solomon
share
sword.
the good news with others, but
Yeah.
not convert Jews specifically.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
There's
Man.
a lot of unbelievers that are out there that we just need to convert, period, that are just people in this world that don't.
And here
they
we
need
go.
something.
Rico Camino. Good morning. And I saw a
Rick.
flicker. Oh my gosh, we got a full house there.
Yeah,
Hey,
we
we have a full house. Wow. I'm so happy she's there.
yeah. I twisted her
Roll
arm.
with you.
Dave misses you. You got to be on the program.
Turn him up.